Welcome to my tutorial number 8 titled Questions and Answers. We're going to start by opening a new Flash document, and this first layer we're going to call Questions, and in that layer we're going to put our questions. My first question is going to be, I'm typing, I'm really slow at typing, so I'm cutting and paste. What color is the sun? That's my first question. And for that, I want to make this a multiple choice. So I'm going to put a new layer and call that answers. And I'm going to type my answers in here. Select my text tool. Select that first frame there and type in my answers. Here they are: green, blue, yellow, and black. We want each of these answers to be able to click on them. So now we're going to have to put some buttons here. I start off by giving myself a buttons layer. That's where I'm going to put all my buttons. I'm going to select the first frame of my buttons layer. Use my rectangle tool. Leave the outside black and make the inside a greenish color. And I'm going to make a button right here. Yes, there's the button. And at this point in time, I'm going to bring the buttons layer, click on it, and drag it down so it's under my question. There's my first button. So let's, while it's selected, modify it, convert it to a symbol. It's a button, and we'll call this answer underscore BTN. So it's just my answer button, and there it is right there. So I'm going to need a button for each of these. So let's do some copying and pasting. I'm going to right click on it, copy it, paste it in place, and that puts me a second button, which I'll just tab down. There's that. Paste in place again, tab it down, and again paste in place and tab down, and there's my 4 buttons for my answers. So let's do the wrong answers first. We'll go to the library panel, which usually opens by default. Press this little new symbol. We're going to make a movie clip, and we're going to call it wrong. WRONG underscore MC for movie clip. Okay, there's that movie clip down here. In this movie clip, we only wanted to respond when we hit a wrong answer. So the first frame of this layer, we want to be stopped here. So let's call this layer, double clicking, Action Script, AS. Open up your Actions panel down here, and open here and double click on the stop. So that'll put a stop on my frame 1 for my Action Script. Add a new layer and call this the text. Select the second frame, right click on the second frame and insert a blank keyframe. And here we're going to write the word wrong. And we'll make it relatively large font, and we'll make it read WRONG, wrong. And I'm going to want this to appear just for half a second or so right now. So I'm going to select here around frame 9 or 8, insert a keyframe this time, and that means it'll sit here, be told to come here and run. Now we got to get back to scene 1. So insert here, right click, a blank keyframe, And now I want you to type in this action script. Again, I'm just pasting it in. Small letter, this, period, under space, parent, P-A-R-E-N-T, period, go to, a small g, and, capital A for the and, stop. Frame 2. This is frame 2, bracket 2, bracket, colon. This says go back to the main scene and go into frame 2 and just do whatever you're told to do there. Okay? That's if we have a wrong answer. Let's go back to scene 1. Here's scene 1. If I'm going to use that movie clip, I got to bring it on the stage. So I'm going to make a layer here for my wrong answers. So I have a layer here. I just inserted a layer, and I'm going to call this wrong. This is where I'm going to put all my wrong movie clips. Select that one. Lock all my layers and just open this wrong one called wrong. Drag this wrong in, and I like to center things to stage if I can. There, center to stage. Got to give it an instance name. If I'm going to use it in action script, which I just did, I got to give it instance name. I'm going to call this one wrong 1. W-R-O-N-G 1 underscore MC. Wrong 1 underscore MC. And at this time, I'm going to rename this one. Rename it, just right click, rename, and right here, I want to call this wrong 1 movie clip. We'll now tell this green button. So I want to select the buttons layer, unlock it. I want to select the green button, and I want to write some action script here to tell it to go to this wrong number 1 movie clip. So I'm opening my actions panel and I'm typing, type. And this says on release, that's on release of my mouse, bracket, release, close bracket, open curly bracket. Now this is the movie clip, capital wrong, W-R-O-N-G 1 underscore MC, go to and play frame 2. Brackets around the 2, colon, then the closed off curly bracket. Now this should work. Test our movie. If I test these, nothing happens, but when I hit the green, wrong, and it told me it was wrong. Wrong. Okay. We now want to be able to go to the second question. So I want to insert a keyframe for my second question right here. In frame 2, right click, insert a keyframe. By doing that, you see I copied the question here, and all I need to do is rewrite it. So I'll unlock the layer, double click on it, close off what color, and this time I'm going to put a true or false question. Snow is normally white. And I think that is a true statement. The snow is normally white. Close the questions layer, unlock the answers layer, right click on the second frame and insert a keyframe. And here we can now use our selection tool and delete a couple of these because it's going to be true false. So I'm right clicking on that black, or click on that black, delete it, yellow, delete it, and here I'm going to double click and say true, and here I'm going to say false. Okay, so now we got 2 questions so far. Let's go back to frame 1 and let's finish off the rest of these answers. Go to the buttons layer, click on the first frame, select just the green one, open your actions panel, copy this. Right click just like you would copy, cut and paste, copy it. And we want this to be true for the other false answers. So select the second one, that's the false answer. Paste that. And the other one is also a false answer. Paste that. So now if we hit any of those three wrong ones, it's going to go to that wrong and tell us we're wrong. Okay? Now, so let's put a correct in for this one. That means we have to have a movie clip called correct. Back to my library, down the corner, new symbol, movie clip, correct. There it is, correct 1 underscore MC. Correct 1 underscore MC. We're into a new movie clip called correct 1 movie clip. And it's very similar to wrong, except that it has the word correct. So let's double click on this wrong 1 movie clip here for a minute. Go up here and click on anywhere, right click, and down here select all frames. Go back up here, right click, copy frames. So we're going to copy all them frames. Go back and open our new correct 1 movie clip. Right click right on that first frame and say paste frames, and it's pasting all that in here for us. The only thing we got to change now is a few little things. So I lock in my action script. I'm clicking here on my text box. There's nothing in frame 1, but in frame 2 I have the word wrong. We want that to be correct. So take that over there, C-O-R-R-E-C-T. It's slightly longer, so you just grab that and pull it, and there she is straightened out. The first one here is my stop instruction, yes, and this is my go to back to frame 2 to start my second question. And I want to make sure, see how that frame got wrong? If you just click here, hold it down and drag it in, it'll make it correct. We got to bring this correct in here. Go up here, lock all my layers, click on my layer called wrong, insert one, double click, call this correct. Select frame 1, my selection tool, bring this in, correct one in, go back to my alignment panel, align it to the center of the stage, and if I'm going to use it, I got to give it an instance name, C-O-R-R-E-C-T, correct 1 underscore MC. I'm going to pick up the green button for a minute, open the actions panel, again copy this, and paste it into my yellow, which is my correct answer. Paste it in, but instead of sending to movie clip the wrong, called wrong, we're going to send it to correct. We have to open a new layer called action script, AS, and put a stop in here. And that probably puts a stop there. Okay. Now let's test it. It stopped. If I press the yellow, correct, and it jumps to frame 2. Good. So let's finish that second frame up. Locking them all again. I'm unlocking the buttons panel. Inserting a keyframe, so that's going to bring those buttons with me. I can eliminate the bottom one, delete it. Right click and delete it. I can eliminate that one, just click on it and delete it. And I now want the true to send me to a correct, and I want the false to send me to a false. Select my true answer, and this is going to send me to correct to. Correct to underscore movie clip. And look at my false answer. And this is going to be wrong to. So I'm just going to change the to here. Now, we don't have those movie clips made up yet, so that's what we got to do now. You see how I have this frame? I don't know if that happened to you, but right click on that frame and remove that frame. Right. Let's deal with the correct answer first. So let's go over here. Open this panel up, make a new symbol. And this is correct to. Underscore MC. Correct to underscore MC. Okay. And again, instead of reinventing the wheel, just open correct one. Right click anywhere in those frames. Select all frames. Right click copy frames. Open the correct to movie clip. Right click on that frame and paste the frames, and it's done for us. Okay, it's going to be correct. And the only thing we got to change is now we're going to want to send us to frame 3. So we're going to keep that, but now we're going to go to frame 3 of the main. This parent sends me back to the main scene, scene 1. All right, that one's done. Let's do take that correct, find a spot for it. So I'm going to right click here and insert a blank keyframe this time, a blank keyframe. Click on it, on that frame. Make sure it's the only frame that's unlocked, layer that's unlocked. Drag correct to in. Center it to stage. Give it an instance name. Correct to underscore MC. Let's go back to scene 1. And let's go back to that question frame. Lock my frames, unlock my question frame, and I want to call this question number 2 naturally. Question 2. So I can lock that again. Now we got to fill in for the false answer. So go to this frame here called wrong. Insert a blank keyframe, and we'll go over to our library. Now we're going to make wrong to. Insert a new symbol, movie clip, WRONG, wrong to underscore MC. There it is. Go back to wrong one. We're going to cut and paste again. Right click, select all frames, right click, copy frames, open up the wrong one called wrong 2 that we're working on, right click, paste frames, and the only thing we got to change is this action script here so that it will go to frame 3. On scene 1, unlock that frame right there. Drag this wrong in and center it to stage. Give it a name, wrong to underscore MC. So let's see if it works. There's a true answer. There's a wrong answer. I think that's enough for this tutorial. It's getting pretty long, and I will do another one. It'll be 8A, and it'll be more questions and answers. Again, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you use it.